inviting me. She's the first one when I was appointed, when I just received my orders as Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Pondicherry. When I was in Delhi, when I received the orders, I remember Dr. Khan happened to be in Delhi for a meeting. And she came home to my office and congratulated me. She was one of the first visitors I had. Is this okay now? Thank you, Shastri ji. बहुत अच्छा लगा. थोड़ी अकल बढ़ गई. बहुत मधुर था. बहुत पवित्र भी था. बहुत समझ बढ़ाने वाला भी था. समझ ये बढ़ाने वाला कि हम लोग कितने पुराने हैं. Friends, I'm at home. I'll tell you why. For the reason that I also started my career as a lecturer in political science. And after doing 2 years of lectureship in political science in Khalsa College for Women, Amritsar, I sat for this examination and qualified for the Indian Police Service. So I'm basically a teacher at heart. And I'm also a student at heart, for the reason that I remained a student after joining the Indian Police Service. I went in for a law degree and then I did my PhD from IIT Delhi. So I didn't stop at that. I went for a postdoctoral, for a Nehru Fellowship and did my postdoctoral fellowship. So I'm a student also at heart and I'm also a teacher at heart. So I love education. I love education. I read every day. I write regularly. I've written about 10 books. And I'm not going to stop writing. In fact, my dream is to keep writing till the last day of my life. Keep reading till the last day of my life. When I say I was waiting to come, it was for the reason that I was trying to put Puducherry in place. I was trying to put Puducherry right on track. So therefore my attention was very focused. How do I make Puducherry cleaner? How do I make Puducherry safer? Because two things are basics of any good governance. One is it's cleaner. Second, it's safer. It's more orderly and regulated. This is the basis of any good governance. Without these two basics, there is nothing. If you go to a place and it's dirty and filthy, I don't think you feel good. Similarly, you feel unsafe about it. You do not know what will happen if something happens, where will you go? It's not a comfortable feeling. So two things were my priority as a Lieutenant Governor. How do I make Puducherry look neater and cleaner? And secondly, how do the police get ready to respond effectively? So we put systems in place, rest is history. So that's why I took time to come. This was the first day, believe me, I could come. So therefore, Dr. Khan, thank you so much. और इसी बहाने मैंने शास्त्री जी को भी मिल लिया. मुझे याद है, this is one language I always felt I wish I knew. This is a truth. And I run my NGOs, they're running in villages. We teach Sanskrit to our village children. We teach, and our children love it. There is a Pujari who is a part of our teaching faculty, and that Pujari is a Sanskrit scholar. And Shastri ji, he teaches Sanskrit to our children in the villages. So I always wanted to learn a language, but I had priorities. What do I choose in the same time? What do I read? What do I write? What do I work? But this is something probably I will learn Sanskrit in my next birth. I will love it. I might tell you why did I want to learn Sanskrit. Because in my free time, I read the Vedas. I read the Upanishads. I read them. And I look at the English translation. And as a research scholar myself, as an educationist, I know that the translation is never the same as the original one. It is never the same. And you lose a meaning, because I've seen my books getting translated from English to Hindi, let's say. And when I read the Hindi, I said, I never said this. I didn't mean this. Because the translation changes the meaning, the emotion. Sometimes you choose a word for an emotion. And the Hindi or another language, it's been translated in other languages also. I can't read them. I do not know what they've written. So the books, when translated, you lose control over your books. So therefore, Sanskrit is one language I wanted to read, not to know Sanskrit, but to understand what I was reading. Understand the Vedas, understand the Upanishad, understand the Gita originally written in that Mahabharata. But I couldn't. So I had to read English. But it is never the same. So friends, Sanskrit is not Hindu, Muslim, Christian. It is your roots. It is our heritage. It is our heritage. Look at the kind of money we spend on heritage building, right? Crores of rupees we are spending into heritage building. This is what tourism is about. In Pondicherry, it's all about tourism and heritage building. And we go to Government of India to get crores to keep our heritage right. I tell you, our real heritage is Sanskrit. How much are we investing into that? How much are we investing? Because Sanskrit is a builder of people. It's a builder of person. It's a builder of mind. It builds a mind. And it's my property. Nobody can steal from me. That building is mine. That knowledge is mine. That wisdom is mine. That spirituality is mine. It's my wealth. So why must I not know it? But we have no money to spend on, enough money. We will spend crores on saving a heritage building. But we don't want to spend crores on our own heritage of culture, of civilization, our own roots. It doesn't make us Hindu or Muslim. It gives you your heritage. After that, you go into any faith, doesn't matter. I studied in a Catholic school. I belong to a mixed family of Sikh and Hindus. It doesn't matter. When I was asked in the UPSC, Indian Police Service Examination, religion, column called religion. I went to a Catholic school to pray in a church. My mother was a Sikh. My father was a Hindu. And we had friends in the neighborhoods who were mixed communities. Amritsar has a lot of mixed communities. And can you believe it? I could not write in the UPSC form, who was I? Am I Hindu or a Muslim or a Sikh or a Christian? I do not know. Do you know what I wrote? What I wrote?
Indian.
Huh? Indian? No. I wrote mankind. My religion was humanism. It is mankind. It is humanism. And that's what our job work is. It's all humanistic. A teacher is also humanistic. Teacher is developing good human beings. That's what a teacher does. Teacher doesn't create a Hindu Muslim. Teacher doesn't create left or right. Teacher creates human minds, creates characters, individuals, and it creates strong Indians. Right? I wrote the word mankind. And guess what? In the interview, in the UPSC interview, I was asked this question: why have you written mankind? Explain to us. Now I didn't do research on that to answer that. I just said because that's what I am. That's who I am. That's what I think my job is. That's what I think I believe. For me, everybody is equal. And my service to mankind is service to God. That's what I believe in. And I can tell you, friends, I can tell you, guarantee you, I qualified for the Indian Police Service. I got very high marks in the interview. I think they were looking for humanists. They were looking for people who believed in mankind. I got very high grades in my interview. I think nature delivered for me. Without I knowing what I believe in sincerely and authentically, it will take me to the Indian Police Service. And after that, all my life of 40 years of Indian Police Service, I practiced nothing but mankind, humanism. Because Because I've never differentiated between man or a woman, rich or poor, left or right, Muslim or Hindu. I have to deal with a person who needs me. I have to serve. That's all. So I'm here to serve. I have to observe the rule of law. That's all I know. Well, if you're right, you may be rich or poor. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're a VIP, it doesn't matter. You're wrong. So that's the point it is. Friends, when do you learn it? The point is, when do you learn it? Where do you learn it? How do you learn it? And why must you learn? Why must you learn humanism? Why must you learn mankind? You may practice a faith, but every faith takes you to one goal. It teaches you peace. It teaches you harmony. It teaches you bhaijara. It teaches you shanti. It teaches you integrity. No faith I've seen worth the name to say, go and kill another. No. It always says serve another. It never says kill another. So I strayed a little into this, that I wanted to learn Sanskrit to get to the root. And now there's one more language I want to learn to do a better job. And it's so difficult. I can't even pronounce it properly. I don't know how much I have to twist my tongue to say. It's very tough. I wish we had learned in northern schools, in North India schools, one South Indian language. I wish we had. I wish we had. I think that's important that all North Indian schools learn at least one South Indian languages, and all South Indian learn, for God's sake, Sanskrit or Hindi. One of them. So we need to learn with integration. In fact, the only language which seems to be integrating the elite is English. It's only and that too is a divide. The common man's divide. Because the common man is unable to understand when the Prime Minister speaks at 15th of August, what is he saying? He doesn't know. When he's saying so many right things, so many good things to the people, the leadership in many, many workshops, but the common man cannot. When he speaks on Mann Ki Baat, the people not knowing Hindi cannot find out. I've checked it out. When I'm saying they don't read, because I did a test check. I was in Karaikal 3 days ago, and I did a test check among public servants, and I asked them, how many of you, all public officials, government officials, I asked them, how many of you have seen the 15th August parade this time and heard the Prime Minister speak? How many of you did? Do you know, in a large auditorium of thousands, very few hands came up. To me, that's a very bad loss. Because there were so many messages for the youth and India as a whole that you missed it. Reading the newspaper and listening is very different. It's like you reading what I have to say today in the newspaper and I am Shastriji talking to you directly. That's a vast difference. Big difference. The problem is we need one software. Come on, for many startups. All startups made in India, created in India. And the software is, as I speak, it gets translated through software in the language you want, put it into your ears. It's a need. It will come one day. Why can't we do it in India? It's a software. That means as this vibration goes, I tune in, I need tunnel. I could plug my ears, I have a channel, it goes, I hear Tamil. I want Sanskrit, I hear Sanskrit. I want English, I hear English. You will see one day this will come. It will come. It's a need of the hour. As it is, the software is when you speak into your computer now, it takes your words. And it makes many mistakes. And it's the way you speak your English, the way you put it. But this is the challenge of the world today, is languages. Communication is the challenge. Is how do we listen to each other in the language we understand. And I think that's the area for investment in research. I have no doubt that this is going on into huge research in the West. But what about Indian languages? Why can't we come up with a software? To begin with, let it be with a mic. So I have a console here, and I say, and I have console in my head, and speaker is speaking, it's coming wirelessly, I take Tamil and I keep listening. Is it difficult? Not at all. This is the challenge for the country's youth today. Accept it. Accept this as a software. Create it. It will need to be out. Because otherwise, so much of a large community is disconnected. They do not know what's happening. And the interesting part is, this public official class was an educated class. But since the PM is speaking in Hindi, and this class did not know Hindi, they missed it. So this is a very big challenge. Anyway, this is an idea for the startups. Let us see if Puducherry University creates this software somehow and goes in for translation wirelessly, where I can listen and you speak and listen. As it is, it's happening in the West. If you see when the Prime Minister goes overseas and there are Russian and the Putin sitting and Prime Minister has some things, what is going on? Simultaneous translation is going on. What we need to make it public so that we can use it as public communication, and there will be so much more understanding amongst the Indian communities. Second point, which I thought standing before you is, rather give you 2 points, not one. Second point is, let me come to the third, but I'll come to this point later. Second point is, when I was at your age, I was in Punjab University, Chandigarh, doing a master's in political science. I want to tell you my secret. And the secret of mine was that I knew what I wanted to do in the coming years of my life. At that time, it was not Indian Police Service. It was serving in the government. It shifted gradually to the policing, but it was to move towards working in the government. Now, working in the government meant, if that was my vision, it meant 100% investment and preparation. And friends, I want to tell you that I did not let a single day get out of my hands, because I wanted to capture it at the earliest. Why should I wait to be old to capture it? Because there are ages and there are three chances you can take and you can go on. I said, no. Why should I be waiting for chances? Why should I wait to be old? I want it in the first shot. So what I do, I fast forwarded my hard work and I did not let a single day go. I used my university resources to the maximum. Whether it was a library, whether it was a playground, whether it was my teacher's guidance, I did not spare a day. I loved doing whatever I did because my vision was very clear as to what do I want and why do I want. Why did I want government service? Because for me, that service was a method to serve people. It was to serve humanity because it had the power to change. It's power of decision making. It's got power to resources. Like the teacher has the power to educate and mold the student. That's the teacher's power. The public servant's power is policy making, resources, and then deliver to the people depending on the department you are. I wanted to be. That is why. And therefore, the whole orientation was huge utility of resources. I was, I think, one of the very few students who was also national champion while being a student in the Master's in Political Science. Why? Because I did not let time go. After my tennis was finished, I used to study. And after studying, play. I had nothing else, no other priority, but focused on what do I want. Third thing, I realized that if I don't make it well in time, I will be losing time, but I will also be weak as I go. Because as a woman, if you are not empowered in India, if you're not self-sufficient, if you're not self-reliant, you had it. You had it. So I was very, very clear that as a woman, I will be less than nobody, I'll be better than all. That was my goal. So that was what drove me. I urge you. This is a secret and this is a mantra. And it's very simply said, The time is very precious. Time and tide will not wait for anybody. Time will not wait for you. Time will go. Just as times have changed, you were in earlier school or another college, today you're in the university. Another few years you will not be here, you go. Because time is not going to stop for you. Time is ticking. Whatever is lost is lost. You cannot recover it. This is my mantra. And believe me, I do not let my time go at all. I enjoy my time. And this is a habit from my school time. So you imagine my life. Every day is into 3 days. People waste even within the 8 hours, they come to work only 2 hours, 3 hours. I have made my each day 24 hours. So I work 3 days in 1 day. My life, my work has delivered 3 times in 1 day. And even in the 3 times, every minute is so well invested that you can imagine the kind of quality investment which is going. That is why, if you notice, within weeks in Puducherry, you start to feel Puducherry clean? Yes or no? Because we came all within the same time. We fast forwarded the change. And the only mornings I could spare to go out and give my further time to the field was Saturday and Sunday mornings. 6 o'clock, we were always on the round to check the dirty drains and to meet the sanitary staff and to meet the people who were cleaning up the city, to tell them, we respect you. The work you do is the best. It's what I told you. So all the shawls, friends, all the shawls I was gifted. The shawls which was being gifted in Rajnivas every day, we keep that for the staff. When we go on these rounds, we gift it to the staff. And we let it take it for. It's for them. By doing that, they started to realize that our work is of dignity. We used to go and meet them, we used to hug them and tell them, you are one of us. If we are not, you are not somebody else, we are somebody else. You are us. If you are one, you are doing that work which we cannot do, which we are not capable of doing. We don't have the capacity to do. At least we can give them the due respect for what they do. So that is why it got fast forwarded, because I thought, you as students, we owe this to you to have a pure and cleaner Puducherry. Now I have one request to you, and that's where you come in. We in the government, led by our Honorable Chief Minister, entire cabinet, I can tell you, are determined to give you a very good, developed, prosperous Puducherry now. There is no stopping. There is a determination I see in the government that they will develop this Puducherry to an amazing extent. Government of India's financial support is enormous, technical support is enormous, thinking support is enormous. It's an alignment. We are working together. Others may think something else, but the alignment with which the goal is to make Puducherry clean, prosperous and developed is a total determination. You have remarkable opportunities today to think big, to create here, to make in India, to start in India. You have opportunities. You have to come up with ideas. Your university has to come up to say, look, Government of India, this Pondicherry University is being funded by Government of India. So Government of India and state government here, Puducherry government, can work together to see that you succeed and you get what you need. It's an opportunity for you. Don't lose this opportunity. I'm reminding you. I'm passing on. You are thousands of students. I believe you're 7,000 students. You're 7,000. You may be 1,000 here or 2,000 here, I do not know. But if each one goes and tells 3 other friends in Puducherry, students saying, don't lose this opportunity. Or each one tells 10, depending. So that till the last student this message goes, it's our future. It's in our hands now. Time is our wealth. This wealth we will not go away. Because at the moment you don't have money. But you have wealth, which is your time. Old people may have money, but they don't have time. They don't have health. Your biggest assets today, my friends, as youngsters, is your time and your good health. Realize it. Old people have neither time, and those who do not stay fit, they may have time, they have their money, but they do not know how to buy health with that money, because money cannot buy you health all the time. It may get you treatment, But you cannot buy health till it genuinely comes back to you. So you cannot also buy time even if you have money. So two things are most precious. Value them the most. I valued it. I'm giving you my secret. I valued my good health. I had the energy. I worked very hard. I didn't bother that whether it, as long as I had energy, I developed more energy, I got more energy. Even today in my work, I have energy, I go more into my work and energy, I create energy, I give energy. I'm up every day 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 in the morning, I'm up. Ever since I've come to Pondicherry, I have every day woken up at 4 o'clock. From 4 to 6, I'm doing yoga and meditation. 4 to 6. And do you know this? 4 to 6 yoga and meditation is giving me so much of energy that when I sleep by 11 o'clock or 10:30, I still have energy. It's generated. I generate my energy. Why? Because I need to serve you. And if I don't have energy, how will I serve you? It's not my personal energy. I have to generate. But I cannot generate energy by a generator. The generator of the energy is your mind. And that's what's written in Rig Veda thousands and millions of years ago. Same thing which you go in self-help groups. Same things which you read from Deepak Chopra's books or other books, friends. It's the same thing which is written in our mantras. Amazing. What we are needing today was written in Sanskrit then. From 4 to 6, I am doing only yoga and meditation. And do you know what happens at that time? My higher mind is blessed. I am guided at that time. And it tells me what to do today. It tells me what to do today. And in the morning when I am in the meeting at 10 o'clock, my mind has already guided me. And when I put it in the meeting that today we'll do this, everybody's surprised. How come? New idea every time. New idea is because I am talking to my higher mind in the night, in the morning hours, which is the most powerful time for any human mind. This is the secret, my friends. Any one of us who sleeps beyond 4 o'clock is losing time. The day you realize it, you will say, oh God, I lost so many days. I lost so many years. It will be tough. It's very tough. But it comes by determination. It comes by willpower. And within days, once it becomes a habit, you realize that you made 1 day to 4 days. Because from 4 to 6 is yoga and meditation. After 6, I read my newspapers. By 7, I've known the news around. I've even tweeted all of you. I've sent a message. I've shared something nice. By 8 o'clock, I listen to the news, radio news. I listen to the All India radio news at Hindi at 8 o'clock. And I listen to 8:15 at English. I've listened to the news. I've read my papers. I've meditated. I've exercised because I'm exercising on the treadmill at 7 o'clock. So I'm on the treadmill, reading and listening. I am imbibing from nature more energy. Because when I'm doing my treadmill, I'm in the balcony of my Rajnivas. It's with nature. So nature is giving me even more energy. So I've got energy in the morning from 4 to 6. 7 in the morning, I'm taking more energy from the nature. By 9 o'clock, I'm at work. And then, it's so many things to be done from 9 till 9. We are working from 9 in the morning in the office till 9 p.m. But there is no exhaustion. There is no tiredness. It's because everything is being guided. Why? It's selfless. It's all for service for everybody. So my friends, imagine 12 hours, 9 to 9, 12 hours, 4 to 9, 5 hours. So 12 plus 5, 17 hours a day. 17 hours a day is your day. Every human being has 17 hours a day of creativity. But we reduce it to 2 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, but not 17 hours. The day the Indian youth gets this message, I have 17 hours of creativity. But in this 17 hours, there is no lie, There is no theft, there is no spite, there is no evil thought. It's all pure. It's all for larger good. Nothing for our own selves. It's service. That's why you get energy. There's no gossip. There's no speaking against anybody. It's doing the right thing. This is life. I didn't come prepared to tell you this. I did not. I did not know you'd be so many. I thought there'd be small room. I'll cut the ribbon and she'll give me the shawl and we go. But you are very precious for me. You are very precious for India. You are very precious for Pondicherry. You are very precious for Puducherry. Why? Because you are the, as very rightly said by Swamiji, you are the future. You know what? If you want Puducherry clean, you can do it in 1 week. You can all do it in 1 week. 7,000 students decide where you want Puducherry clean. Will it not be clean? Tell me yes or no. Yes. Then why is it not clean so far? Why are you leaving us only to the government? You can say we work with our own lanes. We work with our own neighborhoods. We make sure garbage is separated at the source because these schemes are coming now. Puducherry will be cleanest. Do you know what will happen? Clean Puducherry means more tourists. More tourists means more economy. More economy means more money with the government. More money with the government means more industry, more development, more jobs, more technology. Everything is positive. And that is why I think you should give Puducherry University should give a call to India saying, "हम जाने जैसे बन के दिखाओ, ये university साफ कर दी Puducherry." You can say that. You can say, "नकल लगाओ हमारी यहाँ पे देखो how we can do it. Come and copy us." You should give a call. Puducherry, the cleanest, made by youth of Puducherry, made by Puducherry University. You have the power. You have the ability. You have the energy. And when you do this, you are into community leadership. You don't need to read a leadership book. When you do leadership, you learn leadership. You don't need theory, you need practice. So friends, this is what I thought you can do. We want interns from you. And that's my last statement. We would want our Vice Chancellor to give us interns. Interns to work in technology with the government, interns with any department. You are open to apply for internships. We will create a system of screening and see how we can link you with departments, health, education. Each one teach one. Elder son, boy, girl learns to go teach, take a class in the junior schools. We can link you with schools for teaching children. We can link you with art and music. We can teach you with your own art and craft. You apply as interns and we can link you. And when you do internships, and in industry it's called apprenticeship. Apprentices, these leaderships, I can tell you, this is an opportunity. Being a part of the government and now being also part of the university in some way, whether it's a thin thread or a thick thread doesn't matter to me, but we can link you. I can be a link between the two of you. You be creative, you ask for internships, you ask for community leadership, in which areas you want to research. We will make data available for you. Come and do research in any area you want. There is transparency in government. You got nothing to hide. Whether you want to do in crime prevention, whether you do in prison management, you want to do in sociology, criminology, anything, apply. We will create a body which will screen these applications, see how serious you are, and you have a project recommended by your team by the universities. We'll make data available. Why again I'm saying? Because when I was doing my PhD, I know how hard it was for me to get the data. It was impossible for me to get. I don't want you to suffer. You're doing MPhil, you're doing PhD in any subject you want. Governance is all about liberal arts. It's all liberal arts. And it's also got health, it's also got science and technology. Every secretary would welcome you. You can take up projects and we can be partners in research. You can do social audits. We are looking for social auditors, students who will evaluate our project and independently. So if there's some money in that, we will make available that scholarship available. It all depends. So we are looking at this scheme. That's why I told you, you were in my mind. You were in my heart. I was waiting to come to you, but we are now just ready for you. Because we've done a bit of foundation work on which we now can build on and continue to maintain that which we have achieved, and now it's time to do more. You are the future. I think it's time you declare to the government, to the entire country, Puducherry University takes responsibility for clean Puducherry, safe Puducherry, safe and clean. Because if you don't follow the law and the rules, what is us? There's nothing challenging the safety, because it's amongst us that we create our own problems. And secondly, last but not the least, focus on your time. Be very clear what you want to do, what you want to be 5 years from now. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. What would you like to be? So once you have a visualization, Sindhu and all these girls who done us proud in Olympics, they all had a visualization. When you hear their interviews, they say, "मैं imagine करती थी." I visualized receiving the medal. I visualized the tricolor flag. I visualized leading the India. I visualized being at the Olympics. They were imagining. That's called visualization. 5 years of visualization. What would you like Puducherry to be? 5 years from now, what would you like to be? How would you like to contribute to Puducherry? How would you like India to be? Each one makes a difference. Don't you think that, oh, if I will not, somebody else will. No, somebody else might think you will be, it doesn't matter. This way the whole thing collapses. There's plenty which we can do in India. We can turn around Puducherry. I guarantee you, if you wake up to this call, Puducherry can be India's next Bangalore. It is already Goa. This can be India's Bangalore. Bangalore is crowded. Bangalore is saturated. Bangalore is already looking for a partner, twin city. And Puducherry is the best. It's nature, it's purity, it's shanti, it's peace, and it's got youth. It's got you. Educated youth looking for a future. It's got you. So I think it's an opportunity. I urge you, think about what I said. Think about it. Reflect today on your own. How are you using your time? How are you investing your health, your energy? How are you generating your health? What is your vision of the next 5 years? What can you do for your own community and your own city? What can you be? How will you be the change India wants to be? Reflect and work with your friends. Create your own groups and say, as friends, take a call and look at your behavior, thought pattern, sleep pattern, reading pattern, friends pattern, technology use. Where are you spending more time on? Are you balancing? Are you not? Are you preparing for the next 5 years, or are you just being blown by the wind? Are you making your future madhur? Madhur? Or are you polluting it? Are you polluting it, or are you purifying it? You have both the options. You can pollute it and you can keep it pure. It's up to you. If it's pollution, you will only get infected. If it's pure, you'll be energized and you will be a source of energy for the others, your families, your communities. So I want to thank Dr. Khan for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. I did not come prepared at all for this. It's seeing your enthusiasm, seeing you present, seeing that you're willing to hear me. And of course, my heart is with you. As I said, I'm both a teacher and a student. Thank you.